with Kendrick being on the Playboi Carti album, we find out that Kanye was supposed to be on the Playboi Carti album. He got pulled from the album, but his daughter got put on the album via his ex-wife. And then that's a whole shitstorm. He's upset. Y'all, you don't have no authorization. Turns out Kim owns the likeness to North. And Kanye not happy about the fact that this white woman owns his, and I do the quotes because, you know, you didn't, anyway, I do the quotes because it wasn't a big deal that she was a white woman when you married her. You know what I mean? So now we want to play it's the white woman card when you can't really get your way. But that probably should have been on your mind when you was, anyway. So she owns the rights. Kanye's mad about that because he can't call the shots, and that's the whole thing. So then we get a tweet, which Kanye been going crazy on the tweets, and when he drops the tweet, he's basically like, he don't like Kendrick on the Carti album. He don't like Kendrick. Kendrick ain't that great. He don't make good music. He ain't got no hits. Blase blah whoop de whoop. In turn, Punch says, what's up with this Kanye dude? Jay Hitter says, we'll give him a pass next time we see him with Ty. We might have to pull up and have a chat. Right? So then it kind of got quiet. Wasn't no, nothing said. Then kind of laying more context, we talk about Kanye's tweets. Kanye went on a rant about Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids, calling them the R word. And for those of y'all who don't know the R word, you might want to do some research. We just don't, not going to say it here. But calling the R word, in turn, I hear that there is a possibility that the Carters will file a defamation case against Kanye for saying something about that. That's the word that's coming out, through the pipeline right now. So Kanye then goes and he talks about the only person who's going to allow him, who's going to give him the platform to just talk and not really do too much challenging as to what he has to say. I think it was very interesting that he chose DJ Academics. To me, Academics is a pariah. I know he's become a so-called voice of the culture. I don't look at him that way as a voice of the culture. He got his fame from exploiting deaths within the culture. And then that wave of, we are very interested in who's catching what body, who getting shot, who doing such and so of kids, of youth who really was intrigued by that. He then garnered them as becoming his fans. And because culture moves with the youth lifted him up and ascended him into a position where now he is the voice. And then you have the combination with Joe Budden putting them on Everyday Struggle. And these different little small things have now placed him in a place where he's supposed to be a voice. But all voices don't mean they have something good to say and something good to contribute. So anyway, Kanye gets with Academics. Academics comes to the hotel, gets an interview with Kanye, and we are met with Kanye in an all-black Ku Klux Klan inspired outfit, in which he gives this interview. And in this interview, he talks about Jay and Beyonce was never there for him when he got married to Kim. Nobody's helped him with his legal struggles with his kids. Jealous of Kendrick Lamar. I'm a god. I'm a billionaire. I can say what I want. A certain sector of people want to silence me. They've profited off of my people's pain. And so now I am wearing things that exemplify their pain and seeing how they like it. What else did I get? What else was some points that he made? Again, Kim and these white people have control over my children, over a black man's children, and nobody's come to my aid and helped me with that situation. I've inspired a generation. I can't be silenced because I'm no longer on the payroll of the people who can silence me. And people are going to try to commit me because of my opinions, because I'm simply wearing things that they don't agree with or saying things that they don't agree with. So I have to be cautious because they may try to kill me and or commit me and call me crazy. Did I hit it all? I think I hit it all. I've seen a lot of posts about this thus far, and really people have been focusing on the Kendrick, I'm jealous of Kendrick aspect. And that's been like the headline that make everybody click. I'm going to offer a different point of view. And I want to say, first and foremost, I am not condoning everything that Kanye has said. But I think even a garbage can gets a steak. And I think that we have to stop being so triggered by things that we don't like so that we can hear what's actually being said, so that we can like dissect what's actually, you know what I mean? Like, so we can try to find a way to be objective. But typically, once you become triggered, once your emotions are triggered, once your sensibilities are triggered, even once your moral compass is triggered, it takes away all opportunity to be understanding, right? And understanding does not mean you agree. Understanding is just that, trying to find a place where you can understand a person, even if you don't agree with them. Being able to understand what they're actually telling you. So I'm going to offer you a different perspective on what I seen with this interview. First of all, Kanye is not crazy, but he crazy as hell. Kanye is not crazy, but he's crazy as hell. Okay. I say that he's not crazy because everything that he's saying is very thought out. It's very succinct. Though when it comes out, it feels incomplete. It feels manic. It feels sporadic. But when he talks, he's talking in the terms of making sure you understand the frame of the ideas, making sure you get the scene of the movie. Because he's very like in his expression, he's very trying to think about the artistic way, you know, like he may reference Scorsese, or he may reference Steve Jobs, or he may reference Disney. And he's really just trying to like paint to you what he's saying. He's trying his best to find the best way to articulate his thought pattern, to try to get you to see what he's seeing, because in his mind, he's way more advanced than most people, than you, the listener or the viewer, and that he needs to try to find a way to be able to communicate it to you in the best way possible. So everything seems manic, and it seems like it's sporadic, and it seems like it's not always as coherent, but it's very well, it actually is. He's actually trying to artistically tell you what he's feeling, even if what he's feeling is offensive. Even if what he's feeling is going to hurt your feelings. But he wants to try to find a way to articulate it to you, which in turn, when I say he's not crazy in that space, but he's crazy for the fact that he thinks that he can just say these things and do these things and it should just be okay. That's crazy as hell, because we operate in a space where soon as you trigger someone's emotions, moral cause, sensibilities, it's all logic goes out the window. It goes out the window. Right. And then it's something to say, like, is there any logic in like offending people to that degree? There's an argument for that I'm not here to have, but I'm just giving you what I noticed. One big thing I noticed is Kanye West is giving you a master class in affirmational thinking. Look, that might go over some people's head. That might be tough. Excuse me. Some good coffee. That might be tough for people to really grasp and understand. When this man says, I'm a god, I'm a genius, I am the best creator, I am the blueprint for Drake, for Ty, I've created everything. I am. No one's better than me. No one's greater than me. Because we live in a very emotional society and people really harp on the term narcissist. And let's be clear, Kanye West is a narcissist. No question about it. But when I talk about a masterclass in affirmational thinking, anybody who understands the esoteric, the bigger spiritual component to what we do, universal thinking, speaking things into existence, declaring who you are and what you want. A lot of times, if you read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or Abraham Hicks, or any of these things, right? It talks about being so delusional. Like you have to profess what you want to the point where you are already living and walking in it. Already living and walking in it. And to most people, that will come off like you're delusional, you're crazy, right? But in order for it to manifest, if you believe in manifestation in that way, that's what the requirement is. To speak about this thing, to think and live in this thing as though it's already here, not waiting for it to arrive, already here. Therefore, it's falling into its proper place. So when this man is speaking like this, he is showing you the master class in affirmational thinking. Like, be delusional. And in order to be that delusional, it has to come off like you're just narcissistic. It has to come off like you are just focused on just yourself and nothing else matters. Now, again, I'm not okaying everything this man has said. I'm just overstanding this sector or point of how he's speaking. Aspirational thinking, aspirational movement, how he's declaring and decreeing who he is. Now, when you combine that with his narcissism, when you combine that with his rage, with his own fears that he's portraying and telling you about, his traumas, even if in the intention there is some possible good, any iota that's there, it'll get lost in the sauce because the arrogance of narcissism takes over, right? The stench of the rage, the fear, the hate, or the disgust for a certain thing, person, or place will seep through so vehemently that you'll lose everything else you can get in it. And that's the problem. That's one of the problems that we are seeing with Kanye West. He is so triggered. He has so much trauma. And his way of trying to articulate it is missing. Right. So then, boom, following the interview, we see Piers Morgan has a interview with Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil saying Kanye West needs to be committed. He needs to be committed. He needs to seek psychiatric help. He's having a manic break, and so on and so forth. I'm going to tell you this. A lot of times with Kanye West, I've been thinking prior to this interview, I've looked at Kanye West and said, Kanye West just wants to die. Like he don't want to be here no more. Anytime you're inviting rappers and you're inviting people, just come kill me. Fuck it. They just have to come kill me now. Just come kill me. Come kill me. Jay-Z, come kill me. Blase blah, whoop-de-whoop. That sound like to me to a person who don't want to be here no more. He don't want to live no more. And some could say it happened, after his mom passed, God rest her soul. Um, um, it's said that this happened after he was given a cocktail of different drugs that, what I'm saying, he went to a different place. But I've thought for a long time that Kanye West just doesn't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? And then also, a few podcasts ago, I spoke about Kanye and the Jesus is King situation and his Christian stance. And you look at the interview, he says, I'm evil. He says, even God, basically God has wrath. And then he talks about how, God and the Lord, can't always, coddle. Basically, I'm summarizing, paraphrasing, coddle your feelings. Sometimes it's going to be things that's said that's going to basically shake you up. When I look at it from his religious standpoint, I think that Kanye really believes that he is almost the second coming of Jesus. Or if he is to be walking in a Christian standpoint, a Christian light, me and my brother was talking about this. There's a lot of people who are living under grace. And when it comes to the religious sect and specifically Christianity, they're living under grace doctrine. There is also a set that's living under law, who's living under the law doctrine. And the law doesn't really care about how you feel. The law is the law. Whereas though grace, you can make mistakes, but as long as you understand and profess and confess your mistakes, you'll be forgiven. You'll be okay. The law means that you're going to be held accountable. And so the law comes off a lot more aggressive. It can be, that's the best word to say. It can come off a lot more aggressive. And I think that Kanye is, I don't know, this is just a hypothesis or, it's a thought pattern that he sometimes tries to operate from his religious standpoint, his Christian standpoint. He's trying to operate within the law, but then he does things that is kind of antithesis to that thought process where he's looking for some grace. I mean, bro, maybe I'm crazy trying to understand crazy. Like, you know what I mean? They say you got to be crazy to get crazy. But I'm just, in real time, just thinking about the different things that how he speaks and what he puts off and what he gives off. But long story short, it's getting out of hand. The shit getting out of hand. He seems like he's ready to go. He seems like he's ready to get up out of here. And it's getting out of hand, man. I really can't. But the portion of it that I do hope that I got from it is about this affirmational thinking. We need to be so intentional about what we want out of life that we come off delusional, crazy to other people. That I can say he gave a masterclass. Everything else, I can't co-sign it. And I'm not even trying to co-sign it at all, bro. Y'all figure out what y'all figure out and y'all get from it what y'all want to get from it. And that's that on that. All right. Okay.